Welcome back to Movie Plot Recapped. A heavy man is shown as the film starts. He is running, holding a briefcase. There is a man after him, so he may get this briefcase from him. But that bulky man is running speedily. He was looking like a creature. Then the leading character of the movie comes on the scene, whose name is Nick. He has a gun in his hand and he appears while firing. He is struck with a car as he comes on the road. And he does not receive a severe injury. Then the sight is shown before 2 or 3 days. When Nick had dug a deep hole in his garden. And he buries some gold in it. Because he wanted to hide it somewhere so it may not be attained by anyone else. He sews a plant on it to hide it more. When Nick's wife sees it in the morning, then she asks her husband, "How did this tree grow in our garden quickly?" Then Nick asks her, "Do you not want that you have a sweet home?" Now it has dual meaning. Either he was wanting to tell that their house has turned beautiful because of this tree. Or he is going to purchase a splendid house with the gold which he has hidden. His wife says to him, "No. I don't need any house or money until you are with me." She leaves after saying it. Now Nick leaves to police station, getting ready. Because he was a sergeant. Where he meets with a man who used to work with him as a colleague. The discussion starts about the costly thing there between them. Then Nick tells his partner that I will return the share that I have got. I cannot keep it in my possession. Because I have talked to my wife and I have understood, nothing is valuable than pleasure. And if my wife knew about it, that I have got my share as such, she will be disappointed. His partner says, "You are saying right. In this way, I will also return my share." Then Nick says to him, "No, my friend. I was just sharing my feelings with you." Nick's friend says to him, "No, Nick, I will get pleasure after doing it. Nothing happens if we have no money. It will only happen that we will be left poor as such." Then a man comes to them. He tells them, uttering the name of a criminal, that we have known about his site. And we will have to leave for that place. Now Nick and his partner are got ready. And they reach that place by their vehicles. Nick is explaining his team members with it. That you will have to be careful about your life. Because that place is perilous. There is started a fight between those criminals and Nick's members, going there. They begin to fire their guns on one another. And the hidden criminals of that gang also begun to appear. But Nick begins to shoot them very trickily. Now this man says to him, "Do what you can. I will not return my share now." Then Nick says, "You will have to return it. We all have thought about it. And you will not get anything, keeping this share." That man says, "Not at all." And that man begins to fire Nick's shoulder and stomach. As a result, Nick falls down. He had fallen from up to down. Consequently, he is knocked down. When he restores his senses, then he is at a strange place. He is taking everything awkward. The things are set on fire everywhere and there is also a destruction. Suddenly, he begins to fly into the space. Then he reaches a room where a lady is seated. A tunnel led to this room. That lady tells him, that you are no more. Either you will be punished or rewarded according to your deeds. But an option is placed before you. That you are also unaware as you will go to heaven or hell. It is better for you to select the third choice. It is as to join R.I.P.D. you were sergeant in your life. Now you will work for R.I.P.D, and this option is offered only for those people, who wanted to do something in their lives. But they are died. They have also a few sins. So, this chance is offered to compensate it. Are you ready for it? Either you want to hear the catastrophe according to your deal. Because I know that you want to make your life better while moving. And you also want to meet your wife. Then Nick tells. It is perhaps like the same. I will follow you. Just tell. Then that lady says, "Okay." In the same way, Nick's uniform has disappeared. A logo starts to appear on his body. And it was the logo of R.I.P.D. He also feels a little pain due to this. Afterward, that lady brings him into a prison. There are a number of monsters. That lady is telling Nick with it that 50,000 people are died on the daily basis. And we bring some of them into R.I.P.D. They are basically human beings. Some of them are transformed into the monsters among them. Here that lady introduces Nick to an old man. But Nick does not shake his hand with him. Now this old-aged man returns to Earth, taking Nick. The first place where Nick visits is actually the grave of him. There was also Nick's wife and his friend, but they were not recognizing him. That aged man pushes him back saying, "Your face and voice are both changed. This is the cause, no one can recognize you in this world. In your second life." Then Nick says, "It is my real face." The aged man says, "No, it is not like this." When there is a turn to choose the identity card of Nick, he is actually a female. His identity card is handed him over. Nick and that old man are seated in the car. That old man warns him that you will not appear before your wife next time. Otherwise, issues may be arisen. We can perform a great job until we are got together. Then Nick says to that old man, I don't rely on the partnership. Now that old man says to Nick that we will go for our mission at first. But I tell you a fact before it. The people who are no more, they are transformed into the monsters if the meal is taken before them. It is the only way to capture them. Now they move to the apartment of that man through lift. They ask him, have you died? But that man denies. Then that old man begins to take meal before him. One more hand appears from that seated man before them. And he begins to act like the monsters. Nick tries to catch that man. But he jumps over the building. That man vomits as he goes downward. And there are some fragments of gold in his vomit. The old man shoots him, seeing him. Because it was the same gold which had been buried by Nick. It means, this man stole this gold from the garden of Nick. Observing it, that old man becomes aggressive. And he says to Nick, your new life has no concern with what happened in your previous life. Here that old man is also angry at him. Why do you not forget your past life? You are dead and you just serve for R.I.P.D. They move to R.I.P.D. office together. That old man keeps the gold at that place where other evidences had been kept. And the evidences which were got by other people. Nick says to him, it was my gold and we will have to know about it. And that old man agrees. And they move to another person. They ask him about the gold. In the beginning, he does not utter a word, then he says that it is fake. And that old man believes in him. And they let the gold in the possession of that man. When Nick and old man move downstairs, then they notice that old man is going somewhere, keeping gold in his pocket. And he hands over this gold to the same partner of Nick, who was seen with him in the police station. It means, this gold was not fake. That man was telling a lie. Now they both begin to chase Nick's partner. Where does he go? Even Nick's partner had known that he has hidden that gold in his garden. So he wanted to confirm it that it is the same gold and it is still buried under the ground. He says to Nick's wife, going to his house, that your husband had hidden something in the garden. She tells, yeah. He had sowed a fresh tree in the garden. They get the pouch of gold as they dig it. That man feels excitement by heart because of this. But he says to Nick's wife that I am loyal police officer. I am just grabbing this gold which had been stolen by your husband. Nick's wife is upset thinking that Nick was indulged in theft. It is also being heard by Nick and that old man. Then that old man asks Nick, did you really steal it? Nick says, no. He is telling a lie. The controversy is again started between Nick and that old man. Their thoughts were different. Nick's that partner moves to another place, leaving that place. The old man and Nick also begun to pursue that man while quarreling. Then a bulky man appears there to meet Nick's partner. And he is the same man who was seen at the beginning of the movie. He had also a briefcase in his hand. He was the same creature who used to transform into a monster if something is eaten before him. Now old man and Nick start to ask him, what do you know about the gold? What is your concern with my partner? But that creature does not open its face and transforms into the monster itself. He begins to run, taking that briefcase. And it is the scene of the beginning. Nick also runs after him. He starts to jump and turn himself. As there is no attracting force. Monsters may have this ability. Now the story shifts to the recent time and starts from here. Nick and that old man remain unsuccessful to catch this man. They directly come to this lady who had recruited Nick as an officer of R.I.P.D. That lady starts to scold them saying it was not done by you. They move to a room. And that lady brings a box from a place. There is a long paper in the box. They come to know after reading it that this gold is the part of any device. And this device turns the portal upside down. It benefits as all dead people will be resurrected. And that lady says to both of them that I am giving you one more chance of a day. Afterwards, you will be removed. So accomplish it what you want to do. Then Nick immediately goes to his wife who is jogging at night. He touches his face in such a way as he used to touch in reality in order to tell his wife that he is Nick. His wife senses it as he is really Nick, but how can she consider anyone Nick? She leaves from there. But that old man is also observing it at a distance. So he says, coming near Nick, why do you not accept it? As you are dead. And now your wife cannot live with you. She will lead a happy life, marrying someone else. Now she is not your tension. Then Nick gets angry, hearing it. And he begins to fight with old man. They begin to converse with each other. Then they come to know that Nick's same friend who had fled, grabbing gold, He is also a creature who can transform into a monster. Then they go to him. It is seen in the next scene that Nick's same friend give the fragment of gold to someone else. Then he receives a call of Nick's wife, who reveals to him that, "I met yesterday with someone and I sensed as he is Nick." He himself was a creature, so he could understand the actual situation. He understands that he will be Nick, but he does not reveal anything to his wife. Here old man and Nick are very angry now. They move to his house to catch him. He destroys his own house, so the people may not capture him. In spite of it, Nick captures him. And he brings him to R.I.P.D. Here no alive person could come. He came here, which indicated that he may transform into the monster. But that man flees, stealing the remained gold. He was very sharp man. At last, he had collected enough gold that he creates a device through them. Now there was going to build a portal, then that old man and Nick also reached there. Who could not let it happen as such? The dispute starts between them. Nick starts to fire his gun on all his men, reaching there. Meanwhile, that old man has called Nick's wife there. But Nick's that bad partner is transformed into the monster soon. Nick's partner transformed into monster places a rod on Nick's wife, coming from backside. As Nick forbids him to leave my wife, the same monster man stabs that rod at his wife's backside. Seeing it, Nick loses his temper. And he begins to fire on the men of that man. But that man has built the portal. On the other side, that old man attempts to hold that portal. And he falls a jumbo thing on this device. So this device is damaged and stop working. Then it is seen that monster's condition is worsened. His face is spoiled. So Nick fires his gun on his face and puts him into death. But his wife's condition is also worst. And she is nearly to die. Here she can glimpse Nick now. Because she was standing between life and death. Only the dead people could glimpse them. But Nick says to her, "You will get no harm. You have to live a long life." It is seen in the next scene that his wife opens his eyes in the hospital. Now that lady tells Nick and the old man, coming out of the hospital, that you will not be suspended. You did a great job. She also returns old man's hat to him. And the movie completes on this scene. Thanks for watching and your time.